Alright, so now we're going to look at multiplying fractions. So for this example, we're going to look at 2 6 times 3 sevenths. So you start off with a square or rectangle and you need to turn this into a grid. Now, how many rows and columns you make is told from the fraction. So the first number on the bottom is how many rows for your grid. So this one needs to be at 6 rows. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the second bottom number tells you how many columns you need to divide your grid into. So 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. Now we need to do some colouring in. First off, the top number on our first fraction is how many rows, again, we colour. So you'll notice, if we have 6 rows across, we're colouring in 2 out of the 6, so shading in 2 6. Now we need to shade in 3 sevenths. If we've got our 3 on the same fraction that we drew columns, that's how many columns we colour. So 3 columns. What we're interested in looking at is how many squares have been shaded in twice. So not the ones that are just coloured in blue or just coloured in yellow, but the ones where the overlap of colouring occurred. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 parts out of however many squares there are altogether. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 6 is 42. So our answer for 2 6 times 3 sevenths is 6 out of 42. Do another example. 1/3 times 2 quarters. This is how many rows I should have. I should have 3 rows and 4 columns. Now I need to shade in 1/3, so 1 of my 3 rows, and I need to shade in 2 quarters, so 2 of my columns. The number of squares that are being coloured twice is 2. Out of a 3 by 4 grid should have 12 squares. Now you can simplify both these answers, but at this stage they're technically correct, but you'll again have learned how to simplify if the question requires you to do it. Now we're going to look for a pattern to see if there's an easier way to complete this multiplication. Now, 6 is my answer, and my original numbers were 2 and 3 and 6 and 7. Well, 2 times 3 equals 6. My other number, 42, 6 times 7 equals 42. 1 times 2 gave me 2, and 3 times 4 gives me 12. So, when we multiply fractions, we simply multiply the numerators or the top numbers together and express them over the denominators multiplied together. So if I had 2 eighths times 3 tenths, 2 times 3 is 6, over 8 times 10 is 80.